You ever have that feeling? The day just sort of disappears.
Oh, yeah.
You felt busy juggling things, but then you look back and it's like, what did I actually do?
Mm-hmm. It's a really common feeling, that frustration.
Right. Our most precious thing, time, just slipping away. And well, that's exactly what we're diving into today, understanding time, not just as something we spend, but maybe more like money.
That's an interesting comparison.
Yeah, like you can always earn more money,
Yeah.
maybe, but lost time, that's just gone.
Forever, yeah.
So our mission here is to figure out how we can maybe reclaim some of those lost minutes, those hours, and use them for what really matters, learning something like English or whatever personal goal you're chasing.
Is it actually possible, though, to feel more in control, especially when life's so busy?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? Let's find out.
We've got a really thought-provoking discussion lined up. It's all centered on recognizing the real value of our time and then finding, practical ways to make the most of it. The material we've been looking at really emphasizes time as the key ingredient for achieving pretty much any ambition. Mastering a language, reaching some other goal. It all takes time.
Absolutely. And it's not about trying to cram more stuff into a day that's already full, is it?
No, definitely not.
It's more about facing that reality. Time is limited. We all get the same 24 hours. Once they're gone, they're gone.
No rewinds.
Exactly. The discussion we're drawing from really hits this home. Time is life. So when we waste time, what are we really wasting?
It makes you think.
Yeah, take a second. You listening ever get to the end of the day thinking, ugh, I could have used that time better.
And what's really interesting, I think, is how those little bits of wasted time, they really add up.
They snowball.
Right, exactly. The material we're looking at is this great example. Just 30 minutes a day, kind of wasted.
Okay.
That adds up to over 15 hours a month.
15 hours. Wow. Okay, let's break that down. An extra half a day, pretty much, every single month.
Imagine what you could do with that.
Right. Finish that book you started, actually make some progress on a project, or maybe
definitely.
just feel less behind all the time.
Definitely.
So the obvious question then is, how are we actually wasting it? What are the common ways this happens?
That's a crucial point. And the material we're exploring points to some really common culprits. Top of the list, these things.
Oh, the phones, the digital rabbit hole, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, those YouTube shorts. You just take a quick look.
And suddenly.
An hour's gone. And what did you get out of it? A quick laugh, maybe?
Fleeting amusement, yeah.
But phones aren't inherently evil, right? The discussion points out they can be great learning tools.
Oh, absolutely. Listening to educational stuff, podcasts.
So it's about how we use them, the intention.
Precisely. And that ties into the bigger picture. Are we passively consuming or actively engaging?
Okay, so what else besides the phone trap?
Another big one is just watching too much random video content or TV.
Yeah.
Especially if it's in your native language when you're trying to learn English.
Right. It's easy. It's comfortable. But is it actually helping you reach your goals?
Probably not, no.
The material we're looking at has a smart idea here. If you are learning English, maybe switch some of that TV time to English content.
Exactly. It turns downtime into practice time, listening practice specifically.
It's a small shift, but yeah, I can see how that would add up over time.
And then there's the age-old problem, procrastination.
Putting things off.
Yeah, the tendency to delay tasks. The discussion uses the classic example of putting off studying.
We've all done that. I'll do it later.
But later, as the saying goes.
Often becomes never.
Right. Wait for the perfect time, the perfect mood. But honestly, the best time is usually right now.
So true. What else leads to wasted time?
Well, kind of related is overthinking. Spending way too much time planning, worrying.
And analysis paralysis.
Yeah, exactly. Getting stuck in the what ifs instead of just doing something. This happens a lot when you're learning something new, like a language. You worry about mistakes.
So you don't speak at all.
Right. But the material we're looking at makes a crucial point. Real learning happens by doing.
Not just thinking about doing.
Exactly. You got to practice, stumble a bit maybe, but actually do it.
Okay, so let's quickly recap those common time wasters, the material flags.
Sure. There's too much social media scrolling.
Yep.
Passive video watching.
Got it.
Procrastination. Overthinking. Not taking action.
And just generally doing stuff that doesn't really line up with your goals.
That sums it up pretty well.
It's quite a list. I think most of us could probably tick a few of those boxes, sadly.
Probably, yeah. But the good news, as the discussion emphasizes, is just knowing this stuff.
Prior.
Being aware.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
Awareness is key. So take a moment, you listening, where does your time tend to just vanish?
And to help you figure that out, the material also outlines some key signs, some signals that you might be wasting time without realizing it.
Okay, this is interesting. What are the signs?
Well, one big one is that feeling we started with, the day just slipping away. Where'd it go?
Yeah, that resonates. Or feeling busy all day, like you were running around.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of it, you think, I was busy, but did I do anything important?
That's a great distinction. Being busy versus being productive.
Right. You can be active, doing small, maybe unimportant things.
But none of it moves the needle on your bigger goals. Another sign can be feeling tired, kind of unmotivated.
Even if you didn't do much physically.
Exactly. It's more of a mental thing. Maybe boredom, maybe laziness, maybe even guilt.
Guilt. Like,
I should have studied today, but I didn't. That feeling.
yeah, that little nagging voice. That's definitely a sign.
And then there's that empty feeling after hours on your phone or watching TV.
Right. Like it was maybe entertaining for a bit, but there's no real satisfaction afterwards.
Exactly. No lasting fulfillment. And similarly, if you look back at how you spent your day and you don't feel any sense of pride or accomplishment,
then maybe that time wasn't used very constructively for growth.
that's a strong indicator, yeah.
Okay, let's quickly list those warning signs again. The day feels too fast.
Yep.
Busy, but not important. Feeling tired or guilty for no obvious reason.
Right.
Unproductive phone or TV time leaves you feeling kind of empty.
And just no real pride in how the time was spent.
Got it.
And again, this isn't about beating yourself up. It's about awareness. Recognizing these signs lets you start making, better choices.
Conscious choices about your time, your most valuable asset, really.
Exactly.
Okay. So we know time is precious, finite. We know how we often waste it and the signs to look out for. Now let's get practical. How do we actually start using time more wisely?
Okay, practical strategies. The material we looked at has some really good actionable tips. First things first, set clear goals.
Makes sense if you don't know where you're going.
You'll just drift, right? And your time goes into things that don't really matter to you.
So for language learning, that might mean what? Like, learn X words a day.
Exactly. Or dedicate, say, 15 minutes to speaking practice. Having clear targets gives you a reason, a why, for using your time effectively.
Okay, clear goals. What's next?
Building on that, make a daily plan.
Like a super detailed schedule.
Not necessarily. It can be simple. Just maybe a list of 2 or 3 important things you want to get done today.
Oh, okay. That feels doable. Like, listen to one podcast episode in English.
Yeah, or practice speaking for 10 minutes, read a short article.
And actually checking things off a list feels good, right? It shows you're moving forward.
Definitely gives you that sense of progress.
Yeah.
The next tip is about prioritizing.
Doing the important stuff first.
Yes. Tackle your most important tasks early in the day. The discussion points out we often leave the hard stuff till later.
When we're tired.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's much easier to just skip it.
So true. We go for the easy wins first, then run out of steam for the big things.
So consciously start with the most important task. When you're fresher, you're much more likely to actually do it.
Good advice. Okay, what's number 4?
Number 4 circles back to technology. Limit distractions.
The phone again.
Yep. Put it away, or at least turn off notifications when you need to focus.
Silence the pings and buzzes.
Right. And the material also brings up the Pomodoro technique here.
Oh, yeah, the timer thing, like 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off.
Exactly. Those focused work bursts, followed by short breaks, it's surprisingly effective for keeping concentration up.
I can see how that would help avoid burnout, too. Okay, and the last practical tip.
Use those small pockets of time.
The little moments, like waiting in line.
Yeah, or commuting, or even while cooking dinner. The discussion suggests using this for learning, maybe listening to English audio.
Those 5 or 10 minute chunks.
They might not seem like much, but they really add up over time. Significant learning can happen in those little gaps.
That's brilliant. Turning dead time into learning time. Okay, let's recap those 5 strategies quickly. Set clear goals.
Make a daily plan.
Prioritize the important stuff.
Limit distractions.
And use those small moments of free time.
They sound simple, maybe, but together they can really make a difference.
Absolutely. And I think the material also mentions some specific daily habits that help with this.
It did, yeah. Building on those strategies with consistent habits.
Okay, I'm all ears. What habits can help us save time?
Habit number 1. Try waking up just a little bit earlier.
Oh, how much earlier?
Doesn't have to be drastic. Even 15 or 30 minutes can give you a calmer start. Time to plan, stretch, Maybe do a quick study session before the day gets crazy.
A bit of peace before the chaos. I like that idea. Okay, habit 2.
Make a to-do list. Every morning, just jot down maybe 3 to 5 key tasks.
Helps with focus. Avoids that what should I do now feeling.
Exactly. Keeps you organized, gives you direction right from the start.
Makes sense. Habit number 3.
Prepare things the night before.
Like what? Clothes? Lunch?
Yeah, lay out your clothes, pack your bag, maybe plan your meals. It sounds small, but it saves real time and cuts down on morning stress.
Anything that reduces morning stress gets my vote. Okay. And the last daily habit.
Avoid multitasking.
Really? Doesn't that save time? Doing 2 things at once.
It often feels like it does, but the reality is focusing on one thing at a time usually means you finish it faster and, crucially, with better quality.
Fewer mistakes, maybe, so you don't have to redo things.
Precisely. Trying to split your focus often means you do neither task very well. So, single tasking can actually save time in the long run.
That's interesting. Kind of counterintuitive, but makes sense. Okay, those habits again. Wake up a bit earlier.
Make a daily to-do list.
Prep the night before.
And avoid multitasking.
Small changes, but potentially big results over time.
Exactly. And to really bring this home, the material shares some really cool real-life examples.
Oh, stories. Love these. They make it feel more real. Tell me.
Okay. First, there's Ollie. He's 20, was spending, a lot of time on social media.
Relatable.
Yeah. And kept putting off getting serious about his English.
Yeah.
But then he heard something about the value of time that really clicked.
Okay.
So he started super small. Just 10 minutes of English practice a day. That's it.
10 minutes. Anyone can find 10 minutes, right?
That was his thinking.
Yeah.
And within a year, huge boost in his speaking confidence. It just shows the power of starting small and being consistent.
Wow. 10 minutes consistently beats hours inconsistently, I guess. Okay, who's next?
Then there's Maria. Busy mom, felt like she had zero spare time for English.
Another common situation.
Right. So her solution was clever. Use the time she already had. She started listening to English podcasts while cooking, while cleaning.
Piggybacking on existing routines.
Exactly. She didn't need new time, just used her existing time differently. And within 6 months, big improvement in her listening skills.
That's fantastic. It really shows you don't always need big blocks of dedicated study time. Those in-between moments count. Okay, one more.
Last one is Daniel. He used to scroll on his phone a lot in his downtime, felt like he never had time for, reading or learning.
Okay.
His change was simple. Swap 30 minutes of scrolling for 30 minutes of reading stories in English.
Just a direct replacement.
Yep. Wasn't easy at first, he said, but it became a habit. Now he feels like he's actually learning something and feels good about it.
So the common thread here with Ollie, Maria, Daniel, it's small, consistent steps. Anyone can do it.
That's the key takeaway. You don't need a massive life overhaul overnight.
Small changes add up.
Exactly. These stories really underline that main idea. Taking control of your time is taking control of your life and your goals.
Okay, let's bring this all together then. We talked about why time's so valuable, how we waste it, the signs to watch for, practical tips, daily habits, even heard some inspiring stories. So what's the final core message you want our listener to walk away with from this deep dive?
I think the core message, the one that really stands out from the material, is that by consciously choosing how you use your time, you're really choosing the direction of your life.
Taking the reins.
Exactly. Remember that analogy about time being irreplaceable, even more than money.
Yeah, you can't earn it back.
So don't wait for the perfect time to start making changes. It doesn't exist. The best time is, well, it's always now.
Every minute counts.
Every minute you choose to use well is a step forward towards your goals, whether that's English fluency or anything else that matters to you.
And it's okay if it's not perfect, right? You'll have dizzy days, you'll slip up.
Of course. That's just life. That's part of learning and growing. What matters is the effort, the persistence. Keep trying.
You do have the power to change things, and the time is there if you choose to use it intentionally.
Absolutely.
Maybe we should all make a little promise to ourselves right now. You listening, join us. Today, I will not waste time. Today, I will grow.
I like that. Because ultimately, your future, the skills you build, the things you achieve, it's all built with the time you use today.
So make it count.
Choose to make it count.
We really believe you can make these changes. Now, go out there and make every minute matter.